There is a story they don't want you to watch. They say it's a cash grab. They say it ruins the original. They say the main character is just a bratty kid who hates his dad. And you know what? They're right. At first. But that is exactly why you need to pay attention. Because the story of Boruto Uzumaki is not a sequel. It is a subversion. A tragedy disguised as a shonen anime. And right now in the manga, it has become the darkest, most emotionally devastating chapter in the entire history of the Naruto universe. Let me take you back to the beginning. Imagine growing up in the shadow of a god. Not just any god, your father, the man who saved the entire world, the man everyone loves, the man who is never home. That is Boruto's life, a boy born with everything, talent, fame, privilege, except the one thing he actually wants, his dad's attention. We fell in love with Naruto because he was the underdog, the kid who screamed at the world until it finally looked his way. He had nothing, and he fought for everything. Boruto is the opposite. He has everything and he fights for nothing. At least that's how it seems. He is gifted, cocky, and deeply broken in a way that isn't obvious at first. He cheats in the Chunin exams not because he is lazy, but because he is desperate to prove he is worthy of his father's legacy. He wants to be seen. He wants to be acknowledged. He wants his father to look at him and say, "I am proud of you." But that desperation leads him to make a mistake. A single, catastrophic mistake that changes his life forever. He gets branded by a god, a parasite, an alien being named Momoshiki who wants to erase his soul and wear his body like a suit. A mark appears on his palm, the Karma mark, and from that moment on, Boruto is no longer just a bratty kid, he's a ticking time bomb. Here is where Boruto becomes something truly special. Naruto had the 9 tails, a beast that hated him, but one he could eventually befriend. He turned his curse into a weapon. He tamed the monster inside him and made it his ally. Boruto's demon is not a beast. It is a predator that wants to consume him from the inside out. Every time he fights to protect his village, he risks losing himself forever. The very power that makes him strong is the thing that will eventually kill him. And here is the cruelest part. He knows this. He knows he is doomed, but he keeps fighting anyway. Not for glory, not for recognition, but because the world he loves is worth dying for. That is the heart of Boruto, a boy who is willing to sacrifice everything. His body, his mind, his identity, his very soul, all to protect a world that doesn't even know the danger it is in. But Boruto does not walk this path alone. Enter Sasuke, the brooding rogue, the avenger, the man who lost everything and found his way back. Sasuke sees himself in this kid, the anger, the loneliness, the hunger for power, and so he takes Boruto under his wing, not as a replacement for Naruto, but as his own man. Their bond is electric. Sasuke is the father figure Boruto never had. He trains him, he challenges him, he pushes him to be better, and Boruto becomes Sasuke's redemption. Because if he can save this boy from his own darkness, maybe he can finally forgive himself. The fights between them are breathtaking. The animation is cinema grade. When Boruto fights alongside Sasuke, it feels like the passing of a torch, the old generation making way for the new, the student surpassing the master. But the story does not stop there. Everything falls apart. The series takes a massive time skip into what is called Two Blue Vortex. And the boy we once knew is gone. Boruto is older, his hair is wild, his face is scarred, his eyes are cold, he is unrecognizable. His adoptive brother Kawaki becomes his mortal enemy. He traps Naruto and Hinata in a timeless dimension. They are gone, possibly forever. Boruto loses his home, his family, his name. The village he swore to protect wants him dead. He is a rogue ninja now, a fugitive, hunted by everyone he once loved. And the god inside him, it is growing stronger every single day. This is not a story about a happy hero. This is a tragedy, a boy who gave everything to save a world that now hunts him. A boy who has to sacrifice his own identity to protect the people he loves. He is fighting a war nobody else knows exists. He is doing it alone, and he is doing it with a smile that hides the pain. So why should you watch Boruto? Because it is not Naruto 2. It is the answer to the question Naruto never asked. What happens after peace? Naruto fought to achieve his dream. He became Hokage. He brought peace to the shinobi world, but Boruto was born into that peace, and he is watching it crumble right in front of him. He is dealing with the consequences of his father's success, the complacency, the weakness, the new threats that arise when the world lets its guard down. This is a story about legacy, about the weight of being born to greatness, about a boy who has to become the villain to save the world. Yes, it has flaws. There is filler, it starts slow. I won't lie to you, but when it hits harder than anything in the original series. The animation, the emotion, the stakes, they are all turned up to 11. This is not a cash grab. This is a story that earns its place in the Naruto universe. The blue eyes of the past are gone. The era of the underdog is over. This is the age of the blue vortex, a story of sacrifice, loss, and a boy who refuses to let the world burn. Are you going to let his story pass you by, or are you ready to see how far a hero can fall and still keep fighting? Because this story, it is just getting started.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment.